What is going on, guys? It is Mr. Behavior. Just a quick note for those of you who are checking out the video version of this episode is that this is actually part one of two parts where we will be talking about the FGC Code of Conduct, particularly because in part one we actually had some audio and video issues while editing, so there's really not too much video for this episode. It's really just audio, so if you want to just go ahead and listen to the audio version, you can find that on iTunes, Spotify, Bitchute, Stitcher, all things in the description. But if you want to check out the video, there are some funny animations and some highlights, and you can actually read through the Code of Conduct with us. It's up to you. Just want to let you know that this is going to be kind of a different sort of episode, but I hope you guys enjoy it, and thanks for checking us out as usual. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Anti-Oki Podcast, where every subculture needs a centralized authority. I am Mr. Behavior, and he is Ceelows. What is going on, man?
Ready to get into the new government, man. The new charlatans of the FGC.
Right? And
the witch hunters.
The witch hunters. And today we got a special guest too. We got Slavic Gold, aka the Syrian Tiger.
Yes.
What's up, man?
Yes,
I got
nice.
it that time.
How's it going, guys?
Go.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for coming on, man. So just full disclosure for those of you guys who don't know, we just recorded like a full episode, and that didn't quite work out because of audio issues. But we're here to do it again for you guys because we're so committed to this fucking show. And
Let's do it.
We think that, you guys need to know what the hell's going on in the FGC in terms, especially this fucking code of conduct, because this thing's a doozy. We kind of spent some time digging into it before.
Oh, yeah.
And there's some crazy shit in here, man. There really is. It's almost like they're trying to create the new government of the FGC and overreach, just like the U.S. government has been doing for decades. So,
But it's just, you didn't elect them. They elected themselves.
Right.
That's the difference here.
That's the
The
main
random
difference.
TOs and
Fucking
managers.
random TOs and our czar, Ultra David,
Yeah, it's Ultra
Oh my
David.
God.
the moral
brainchild.
arbiter of the universe.
Oh yeah, reaching as far into even your private home.
To your
Right.
fucking private home.
Like,
Yeah,
if we go
yeah.
down, Ceelows, if you go down to the objective section, that one objective about location, I think it was, we're not going to go into all of these because we just, like, exhaustively read them, but there's some stuff that were, like, major takeaways that, like, this one in particular, this location one, it says recommendations may be made regardless of where violations take place, including not just in community spaces, but also in venue areas, hotel rooms, private homes, people.
Yeah,
Private
homes.
homes, bars and
But
clubs,
text.
social media, public text chat forums and platforms and forums, other websites, and so on.
but private texts are okay. They can't get
Private
you there.
texts are okay.
So that
So-
just makes sense.
That was the loophole. That's the loophole because Ultra David, remember, wants to be able to still send dick pics to
Mike Z. Mike Z is
Yeah.
protected.
Mike Z selling dick pics. That's actually super weird that like everything, your own home is not a safe place for you to like hang out and do whatever the fuck you want, but you can text people things, whatever. So does that mean like if I text somebody and I misgender them or something like that, then that's fine?
That's fine. Yeah, they can't prove anything. But if you do it at your house, you host something with your own fucking guidelines, somebody could get. I mean, I suppose maybe you'd have to adopt the rule set, but this is really a weapon for them and any malicious people or sour or jaded people to just, ban people, cancel people. Like we said, I think when we recorded or tried to record, it's just going to be like the Ouroboros thing. It's just
Yeah,
be more
right.
people getting canceled and really the FGC whittling itself down, right?
Right, exactly. Like it's also like it's so bizarre, like the form of like surveillance, I guess, that they're trying to enact.
Yeah.
And the fact that people are kind of readily accepting it too and just saying like, okay, well, every single tournament is going to adopt this. So basically watch what you do in your own house.
Yeah.
Like I thought we were supposed to be just having fun and playing video games and stuff, right?
Yeah. It's crazy. They mean to enforce rules on your behavior and you're just there to throw Hadokens.
Right, exactly. And the
Anyway,
fact the crazy thing is this it kind of flies in the face against like one of their other objectives up there, the inclusivity one. Right? Inclusivity Objective states that this code of conduct is intended to make the FGC a safe and inclusive place now and in the future, in which everyone feels welcome regardless of race, color, ethnicity, nationality, sex, sexual, or romantic orientation, gender identity, religion, disability, neurodiversity, body size, pregnancy or maternity, citizenship, and or other personal characteristics. That was a fucking lot, but
pregnancy.
It's not very inclusive or safe, right? To start overreaching into people. So like, how is that going to make me feel safe?
It doesn't. I mean, they're completely deaf to what happened previous years now with the canceling culture. Like, we're just going to keep losing people.
Yeah.
There's people that romantic, emotional stuff that goes on. That's human to human interaction. We've seen that time and time again. Like, some missteps happen, and now these people don't want to talk to each other. Should they really be brought before a committee? Should they be banned from participating in every tournament? Some of these people are good players, and honestly, some of these people, me and Ceelows were during the break, we were talking, the people that we want to watch. This is aimed at banning those people.
Yeah,
we want to watch the shit talk cross the line. That's the authenticity. They talk about authenticity. We want to see abuse. That's, I mean, not by the definition you're thinking of, but you know, you want to go into uncharted territory. That's what got me in the FGC. Some of our biggest, you know, most popular stars like LTG and shit, this is how they operate, and this is what people, I think, want to see. But for some reason, there's another group that wants to be safe, and they want to sacrifice the rest, the authentic part.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we were even talking about, like, there is no denying LTG's popularity. I mean, this guy has more viewers than most of the pro players on Twitch.
Yeah,
he's got him on. No, he's not even on Twitch. He's on YouTube.
Yeah.
So he really, like, his viewership is a very clear indicator that this is what the audience wants to see, especially the casual audience, because a lot of the kind of people that LTG attracts are not like hardcore. I mean, granted, there's some hardcore FGC members. It's really the casual audience.
Right.
The casual audience is what's going to watch the things you guys produce. The hardcore audience is what's going to support those things. But ultimately, you got to get thousands of people to watch what's going on in the FGC, and then you have to appeal to the casual audience.
Right.
The casual audience likes the shit talk. They like the drama. They like the villains. They like when the villain loses in a tournament, and, like, I mean, remember with I think it was Ely with K-Brad and Wolfcrone. Like, Wolfcrone was the villain in that situation. I got people talking about that whole rivalry for quite some time. That wasn't just specific to Ely. That was also to other tournaments where those two players met. We need that back in the FGC. Not with things like this, though. Yeah. This is what gets rid of that kind of drama.
Out. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it sucks it out, and it makes it, like, sterile, and it's like kind of a husk of what it used to be. It's like, let's suck out the fun. You know what I'm saying? Like
monoculture,
yeah, and I mean, I think you hit it on the head. You said that, like, so the hardcores they're gonna really produce the content, right? The casuals are gonna be the ones that are gonna consume the content, and what the casuals want, right, is to be entertained.
Yes,
that's
We're built on those rage quit videos, man.
Right.
It was like Moment 37 and then Viscount versus LTG. It was on World Star Hip Hop.
Right.
And they were abusing each other to their face. They were fucking talking shit, yelling. Emotional abuse abounds, but that's entertaining. Like, since we went over this one time, I just want to, like, highlight the philosophy. What do you want to see? Do you want to see everybody just shaking hands and patting each other on the back and being friendly? Or do you want to see the drama, the emotional stuff that we do that's made us famous?
Right. Well, it's not even like the FGC doesn't have, like, the patting on the back and, like, the shaking hands and stuff, because there is the mutual respect among players and things like that when, like, they're both at, like, really high levels and they meet at, like, a crazy tournament or whatever, and it's like you do see stuff like that also. But then there's the flip side, which is also, like, first of all, the camaraderie is something that's nice to see. Obviously, people like that, but it's also fun to see the rivalry as well. And what this does is it kind of demonizes rivalry more than anything, and it's trying to make everything. It's trying to take out the competition from the competition. This authenticity piece is really weird because it's kind of backwards in a sense, right? None of this stuff actually supports this. It says authenticity objective states that in this code of conduct stated in this code of conduct is intended to pursue the above goals of inclusivity and integrity while preserving the authenticity in the FGC's unique feel, exciting fun, trash talking spirit, and dedication to competition. You can't
Right.
have competition if you remove the competitiveness of it.
And trash talking is emotional abuse.
Right, it is. I mean, like,
How is it not?
it is. I mean, it depends if you have to have some sort of mental fortitude, right, in order to be able to get good at something. We were talking about this on another episode, Ceelows and I. Like, it's kind of wild that the FGC has turned into this place for, like, really soft punk-ass bitches because, ironically, like, in order to get good at a fighting game, you need to be bad at it. And you need to get your ass kicked at it a lot. And it takes a lot of mental fortitude to push through that and get to the other side to be a competent player of anything. Right? Mm-hmm. And so it's almost antithetical to the mindset that you need to have to be good at fighting games. It's really weird.
It's like it's kind of like we said, the FGC, the fighting games are not for everybody. Neither is the community, because those two are kind of like, those two are one and the same. Like this kind of like it's kind of like you said, you have to have this mindset where you're going to suck. People are going to tell you that you suck. It's going to be like that for a long time until you get better. Not everybody can mentally handle that. And we're seeing that in like the current FGC culture, where, I mean, people can't even like withstand certain words, let alone like criticism for their own play.
Yeah.
And so like that kind of culture where you can't handle certain words from other people, that's going to seep into how you view the fighting game community and fighting games themselves. So like you're going to, like it's really the culture, really. It's like kind of what we were saying earlier, like the culture that has transcended over the last like 5 to 10 years since the old school FGC has really created this place that we don't even recognize. And this document is kind of a manifestation of that, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah. It really is. It really is.
You're giving people a weapon now to go behind even the person that's giving them the issues back.
Yeah, and
just get them removed from tournaments.
And especially when you have this time one, right? The COC team may make recommendations under this code of conduct for violations committed by participants before this code of conduct was first adopted, as long as those violations are part of an ongoing pattern that indicates that the participant is likely to engage in more violations in the future. So, basically what they're saying is they can go back into your Twitter history or your past or anything that like somebody says about you and try to connect it to something that's present and then get you banned for that.
And events that happened in your own home. I mean,
yeah,
it's Nazi-like with these rules, man. It really is. They want to get rid of the right people and include their favorite people.
Right.
That's all it is. It's just more division.
It's crazy too, because I'm thinking like how did people just not see, no pun intended, that this is the inevitable conclusion, like, of what you're doing here. What you're doing is you're sucking things out, you're making it not fun, you're pushing away the people who built it in the first place, and you're demonizing them. Like, how do you not see that is antithetical to what this actually is?
Completely unhealthy. We saw that. You're right. The very people who make the tournaments have faced backlash now. It's like, well, if you get rid of them, if you decrease their interest in what they're doing, you're not going to have a tournament. You idiot. The rules won't be applied anywhere.
Right, exactly.
Nobody's going to be safe. We're all going to be, we're all going to be alone. There's not going to be any safety. That's not going to come into the question.
Like, I don't know. It just blows my mind. It blows my mind, really.
Yeah, it's like, this whole part of this whole code of conduct. It's like this is just a pretense for what's to come with this conduct section, because this conduct section is just so full of things that are not defined, and it really sets the tone for what they're really trying to do here.
Yeah,
where you have we're going to go through this, but all these potential violations on things that they don't define, and what it really comes down to is, it's whatever these people want.
Right.
It's whatever these people want. And it's not necessarily about the actual doing of the things themselves, or having like an objective viewpoint of how we should behave at these places. It's really just these people. But if we look,
make sure to highlight the diverse but consistent set of rules.
Yeah, that's wait, where is that? Consistency down there in the objectives.
Actually up. Integrity. So the integrity.
Oh, that's
line.
it. Yeah. The integrity objective states that this code of conduct is intended to maintain and build integrity in the FGC throughout consistent and diverse leadership, fair tournament operations, and equitable community spaces. Consistent and diverse leadership makes no sense.
Yeah, it's oxymoron, because if they think differently, then how are you going to have to agree on the same stuff?
Right, exactly.
Nobody agrees on the same stuff. It's a crazy thing to plant a flag and say, this is it. These are the rules. Very bold, but as we said, I don't think it's goofy. It's not going to work.
No way. No way. Especially because
what this whole thing relies on, if you know, it really relies on tournament organizers trusting this kind of conduct when they don't want to deal with creating their own code of conduct. So people like Ultra David want to make it really easy for these tournament organizers to say, "Hey, we've already done the work for you. Just take what we made." And they hope that pretty much everybody worldwide will adopt this thing. That's the crazy part, because if we go through these like signatories,
worldwide is the key, because what's created in what's good for the United States is not going to be good for Spain or Germany or whatever. I mean, we have different cultures. It's kind of weird to try to like globalize everything. It makes no sense.
It's global, yeah.
I mean, if you look at all these people on the team members, there's like very few. There's like a few people from like Costa Rica and whatnot, but most of these people are in the U.S. and like Chicago and like I noticed a lot of Chicago. Notice like in like Houston and like very like very like American big cities. Like this kind of culture wants to be worldwide, and that's something to note here, because
isn't that like
it gives those people power?
Isn't that against what these guys would like preach, right? It's kind of like the US being world police in some ways, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that like sort of antithetical to like a lot of
the very and very like mainstream. Yeah.
You mentioned Mr. Behavior, like why isn't it up to you, the individual or the person who owns the event? You know, like it shouldn't be that hard to protect yourself.
Right.
And
exactly.
I think it's unnecessary. This is all unnecessary, and it gives the people, we saw that last page, power, and we don't know half these people.
Right. Exactly.
A lot of people, it's easy to want power, right? Like
most people want it.
What happens? Yeah, but what happens if these people use this for the wrong things? Just getting rid of the people they don't like, you know? There's very vague anyway as we get into the actual violations, the conduct.
Yeah.
It's vague.
All right, so let's go through all these conduct ones really quick. So it says, the first one, it says, okay, so the violations of the code of conduct include engaging in assault, battery, physical harassment, or abuse, or any other physical contact with any other person without their consent. So any other physical contact could be a lot of things. That's very vague.
And consent, like you said, isn't defined, right?
It could be me patting you on the back saying, "Hey, it's this person's turn next to on the station," and be like, "Why'd you touch me?" And then it starts, like it could be that, like it could be anything.
And how is consent defined, right? Like, is it retroactive? Can you withdraw consent? We saw the twidlongers and stuff.
Yeah,
we saw people just going at each other for romantic things. I mean, if you want to get rid of every dude in the FGC, this is a really easy way to do it.
Every identifying dude, depending on how they
right. Yeah. Well, we said your last recourse is just change genders.
Right. All right, and then it says engaging in malicious bullying, baiting, trolling, or any other non-physical harassment or abuse that rises to a level beyond commonly accepted FGC trash talking. So what is the level of commonly accepted trash talking at this point? That's what we don't understand.
It's like here's the level. It's kind of a gray area, and then there's LTG on one side.
Yeah.
But
yeah, pretty much.
Like exactly, it's not defined, and that's our draw is that shit talk, and that's our authenticity.
Right.
So,
well, also people forget that like using words can often like quell the need to use violence, right? So like if somebody's mad about something and they say like "fuck you, man," it's better than them like punching you in the face.
Yeah, right? An outlet, right?
Right.
These games are stressful. These games people are emotional. That's what I like. That's what I fell in love with. Is Mike Ross fucking ripping his shirt off and shit in top 8 Evo.
Right. Yeah.
Like you want that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And if you take away people's ability to use like right, then it's like the next thing they're gonna go to is like obviously
they have nothing.
Altercation.
Yeah, they'll have nothing.
You're gonna start seeing people hitting people over the heads with fight sticks.
half of the people could get banned based off the trolling. Trolling's malicious. You're trying to fuck with the guy.
Right.
I troll. Everybody trolls. It's fun. I could get banned now. There's been some people in my stream that whatever I'm extremely rude to. I think it's funny.
Yeah.
They could get me banned from fucking Red Bull tournaments and shit.
Oh, man.
I think that's what they want to do. They want to equate words and violence.
Yes.
That they are the same thing.
Yes.
I think that's their goal.
Part of the philosophy, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's super dangerous, man. That's super dangerous. And
You
then
redefine violence.
right,
That's what
exactly.
you redefine it.
Commonly accepted. So what does that mean? It just depends on what the Ultra David says. That's
Right.
That's it.
It's just what Ultra David says. That's really what it is.
That's it.
Fucking Ultra David. Using or threatening to use a deadly or dangerous weapon in a reasonable or except in a reasonable defensive situation.
Yeah.
Okay,
Don't threaten people. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, like these are things that like normal functioning human beings are like already kind of going into all events thinking. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna go to an event being like I'm gonna fucking stab somebody. Why? You know, like.
If I lose to this Guile player, it's over. For
Yeah, right. Well, you know, I mean, I've heard like stories from back in the day that like that kind of shit used to happen on Street Fighter 2. Like if you throw somebody or something like that, motherfuckers would get like beat up for throwing people.
But yeah, so I like, what's a weapon? Like, is it my fight stick a weapon? I want to see people throw a fight stick. That's awesome. That's awesome. We all turn our heads, crane our necks.
Yeah, right.
After the loud bang. We
it's
like
drama,
that shit.
Man.
Yeah. We like that shit. But now, I guess the law isn't enough, right?
Yeah, they gotta take it to their own hands. We need like a micro government within.
And you're right, like exactly, which is pointless. But you're right. Like I see people use the outlet of their words.
Right.
I've never seen physical violence.
Right, exactly. Like I'm sure it happens sometimes, but like those
I've been threatened actually.
Yeah, they should be taken care of on a case by case. Like there's no reason to like kind of draft this up. I think most people understand that like, hey, we don't really want to come here to fight each other. Like we want to like enjoy games and stuff. There's gonna be the outliers that are assholes, but like we'll just deal with that when it comes. Like,
but scaredy cats are gonna get threatened by something. There's people are discussion's gonna reach a point. There's gonna be a threat, and then we're just gonna quell more and more numbers, more people. That wouldn't, like you said, they wouldn't actually show up day of and stab somebody. They're gone though because they got heated. The human element is what Ceelows is talking about. It's like they disregard
human nature, man.
everything, everything about a human.
Let's see. It says pestering or stalking any other person, otherwise not respecting other person's reasonable desire to be left alone.
Pestering,
so what's
That's
pestering?
Vague. What is
that?
Messaging
DMing
people?
them more than once?
Yeah.
Is that like?
Well, DMing is protected, right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
DMing.
Yeah,
that's okay.
See, that's actually, you just found a loophole in their own goddamn code of conduct. So you can just pester somebody through DMs and say, "Well, you guys said text and private messages were fine."
They can't prove it.
You just text some random girl, "What the fuck?" like 18 times. They can't do anything because of up here.
Just don't say it in your own home.
Just don't. Yeah, just don't say it in your own crib.
If they have a screenshot, they can't prove that. Could be doctored.
Is the remedy here just memorizing like the entire code of conduct so that like you can find all the loopholes and somebody comes after you say no according to section 3314?
I don't know. I think you could still get banned. It's just vague enough.
They're just like, nah, you know what? Fuck you.
That's what it's gonna be.
That's actually probably the best way to fight it, though, is find the loopholes and exploit them, and then get them to reveal their face.
But like they say, they even admit in one section they can't be consistent. So different things are going to have different outcomes.
Yeah,
they want because they talk about consistency, but they admit in a section that they can't enforce everything consistently. At least they're realistic there, but that means they'll just choose.
All right, let's see. It says taking photographs or recording any other person without their consent or backer authorization. Okay, so that's stupid because everybody's constantly filming stuff. Everybody's constantly filming stuff.
And taking pictures with their phones.
Yeah. Like, I mean, you're always like, you see people with phones like trying to record a match or whatever, or like somebody's fucking girlfriend recording them or whatever. So somebody's girlfriend recording somebody's like pool matches, right? If they get the other player on there, is this a violation?
You'd have their.
I've done that too. Like I've
Right.
recorded just like my friend playing
Right.
some good player, and like, isn't this protected by the law anyway?
Well, if you go in a public space like that, you're almost
right. It's in the public
you're
space.
consenting to be recorded. Like in a place like if you go to like an Evo or something like that, right? You're already consenting.
You have to sign a waiver. Yeah. You have to sign
Right.
it. But you're right. Like the law isn't enough, though. So
Right.
people want to be able to catch someone and get them canceled.
It's super weird. That's super weird. Let's see. Engaging in discriminatory or hateful statements or behavior, anything, including anything based on race, color, ethnicity, nationality,
pregnancy. They've left out pregnancy.
They left out pregnancy there. Oh, also a note
thing.
on the.
So it's just...
I was gonna say on the note on the pregnancy thing, they didn't include paternity, but they have maternity.
We know what this is like.
Fucking jerks. All right, go ahead. Sorry, man. I just needed to mention that.
So you could be like, if a guy's there with his kid, you could be like, yo, you fucking dumbass looking dad.
You dumb dad.
Nice dad. Dad bod.
Yeah.
But if it's a mom, you can't
that's
say
all
you
good.
can't say anything.
Nope.
You can call the dad a boomer. You can't call the mom the boomer because she's pregnant.
What did you fucking replicate, you idiot?
Yeah, right.
It's like, you know, this is the thing too. Discriminatory or hateful statements based on gender identity. Okay, so it says, this is kind of what I said before, gender identity and religion. There are religions that don't agree with the whole premise of modern gender theory.
Right. And people,
So is that considered discriminatory or hateful because somebody else got offended?
Yes.
This is like I mean, we both know what'll happen to the religious person. They're the ones who are going to get banned. The LGBT is going to be protected here. That's obviously a given. It's just it's so hilarious to me that they completely ignore that, but they still put the word religion in there. It's crazy. It's like, do you not see how this is going to play out in real time?
It's trying to signal.
Do they not?
It's not going to work.
Safety.
It's like
I'd be banned again from this clause. I'd be banned again. I mean, there's some people. Everybody's a bro to me. They put on a wig.
Right.
I don't know. I just remember them. I remember how I remember. So I mean, I could get banned.
Wow, this next one is actually crazy.
Okay, intentionally outing any other person's sexual orientation, gender, or identities without their consent. What is that? What?
Outing,
so like if somebody's like, I'm gay and I don't know, and you're like, this person's gay,
but their gender too.
Yep.
You can't tell somebody else's gender.
So like if I'm talking about you in conversation and I say, yeah, Ceelows, he was over there, and they're like, did you just gender him?
Ooh. He didn't want that out there.
Is that what that means?
I think so.
And I'm sure they would probably also misgendering, dead naming, all that loose shit that they've got now.
Yeah.
You know, they've got to update this thing every week, man.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, I know they say intentionally, but I mean, how do you prove intent?
Yeah, what does that mean? Like,
it's up to Ultra David. Trust Ultra David.
Ultra David will decide. Intentionally causing fear or distress, or maliciously abusing power over any other person.
Maliciously abusing power? What?
Here's the thing: there's scary players. You're gonna try to eliminate them, but you're gonna I could get banned for this. I think they've openly told me that I'm scary. Okay, am I intentionally causing it? If it helps me, yeah, I will.
Yeah, right. Well, that's part of mind games, right?
It's a mind game.
Yeah.
It's not anything more than I wouldn't do it if there wasn't a competitive atmosphere, the authentic competitive atmosphere that I hope is preserved, and this is not adopted.
Let's see. Disclosing confidential information or media, doxing or sharing any personal identifiable information, or violating any other person's reasonable expectation of privacy. Okay, I'm with that. I don't think doxing's not cool. But I'm with that just in general.
Reasonable expectation of privacy, though? Like, it could
they say reasonable. See these freaking terms. Like, what do you mean reasonable?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what that means. That's a good point.
Self-appointed judges will determine that. Again and again, I'm going to keep saying that. That's fucked up. What if they breach one of these things? Who's going to judge them? Their friends?
No.
On the committee who appointed
that's right.
them?
Yeah. I mean, they're not gonna be affected, for sure. We already know that.
Nope.
Intentionally entering off-limit
won't.
areas in community spaces. Okay.
Inclusive. Off-limit areas.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's fine.
I guess that's fine. Yeah, I don't really have too much of a problem with that. DDoSing, swatting, spreading malware, phishing, hacking into anybody's personal accounts, or intentionally, recklessly, or negligently damaging, tampering with, or interfering with any other person's property, platform, equipment, other possessions, or network connection. Okay. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, it's fine, I guess.
Scamming or engaging in fraud, impersonation, or defamatory statements or behavior against any other person. So
Trash
I can't
talk
like
is
make fun of
defamatory.
someone, or
Yeah,
like
trash talk is defamatory. So
yeah, right. Or like if I
Yeah.
what if I was like doing a parody of like LTG, like if I did a parody,
he could
video,
get you. He
can I
could
not
get you
do that?
banned.
I mean,
he
he
could get
would
all
hate
those guys
that.
banned. That steal. Everybody steals his content, right?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah.
People steal my content. I end up on YouTube videos from my stream. They didn't message me.
Yeah, yeah.
What can you do?
I mean, that's if when you go
That's
on the
the
internet,
internet.
there's kind of like an expectation that that's going to happen, kind of, right?
Yeah, it's
like,
the internet. Yeah, I'm not upset.
You know, tampering with a tournament, fixing a max or bracket, colluding, entering multiple times in a single tournament, substituting or being substituted by another player, mid-tournament without good faith permission from the organizer, using disallowed game exploits, or any other unsportsmanlike conduct or conduct that violates the commonly accepted FGC tournament etiquette.
Vague as hell, man.
So it's like everything up to the point where they said or any other. Like they do this repeatedly throughout this entire thing where they'll have a list of like rules and then
And
it
they say,
all doesn't
"Or
mean
any
anything.
other."
It could just be or any other for any other reason.
Commonly accepted too. What?
So
What
I'm
is
like,
that?
okay, so everything you said before it
Right,
means nothing.
right,
because-
right.
A lot of people, by the way, collude. You could retroactively ban the Justin Wong for that. He was caught. You could the guy he fucked over could retroactively ban the Justin Wong.
Didn't Justin Wong like also say like nigga or something like that, and some people were trying to cancel him for that?
Yeah, I think Justin. I think even
Like, he's been trying
what's
to
his face?
People have been trying to cancel him for a while, right?
Yeah, it's him. It's I can't remember the other commentator. Oh, James Chen. I think he had.
Oh yeah,
He said that in the past too. They tried to
I
ask
like
him
that
to say
guy,
that
but
too.
he's like too black. He's too Black Lives Matter. We got to get him on the show and talk to him about that.
I would love to. Yeah, I'd love to.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, why do you believe this bullshit?
Pretty much. Like, I don't think
He's
he'll
like
actually come on, but I would like to.
he got me to play
He
E
could get
Honda.
banned.
Actually, he got me to play E Honda. All right, let's see.
Will Ultra David ban him? No,
No, definitely not.
Right. Exactly.
Stealing, misappropriating, mishandling, or representing the amounts of uses of entry fees, prize pots, hotel or any other lodging fees, viewer or any or other donations or any other person's money. Misappropriating, mishandling. Okay,
That's crazy.
So stealing.
They're gonna
money?
look into use of money. They're gonna, but like, what's more
Like, what are they
problematic to me? Mishandling money, so
Yeah.
you could get lap cheap banned for using too much on the limo and shit. Like,
Yeah, like what does that mean? Yeah, mishandling.
it means anything they want. Anything they
weird.
want, they want like in a or whatever to do with money. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's like a really ridiculous form of control. Creating a nuisance or hazard by neglecting personal hygiene. Refusing to take appropriate hygienic or medical precautions, or engaging in encouraging others to commit any hygienically or medically unsafe behavior. Okay, I'm with that because there's some motherfuckers. There's this. Okay, so I used to play fucking Soul Calibur 6, and there's this one dude who I used to see at fucking tournaments all the time in California. In San Francisco, I saw him at fucking regionals, NorCal regionals. I saw him at Evo, and I played him at each of these things. And this motherfucker smelled so goddamn bad every fucking time. Oh my god, it was like,
get him banned, get him out of there,
dude. But here's the thing. Now, when you're talking about mind games and stuff like that, that actually used to be a thing where you would like fucking be really gross and you would play against somebody and distract them with your smell. That's a part. That's a fucking mind game. All right, so as you can see, the audio cut off right there. This is what I was talking about when we had those audio issues, but you can come back next week to check out part 2 of this conversation with Slavic Gold about the FGC Code of Conduct, and hopefully we'll have some video for you. Anyway, we really appreciate you guys checking out the Anti-Oki Podcast, and as usual, you should follow us on our Twitter page at AntiOkiPodcast, and we'll see you guys next time.
Family man, if not, I'm gonna have to destroy your anatomy, man. It's natural for someone like me to be the world's strongest because I'm honest, just being honest. I astonished. My sonic boom flash kicks are right here waiting for you. Wanna get your ass kicked for your plastic? Your kung fu is weak and mine is chic and spastic. Fantastic. You're not a warrior, you're just a beginner. Get up, wimp, and bask in the glory of a winner. My strength is